All right, so now you have to decide what you're going to be doing for your animal. So I had decided on a chicken or like a hen form earlier, and I made another sample one, so this will be another take on the chicken. Now, if you are looking at your closed form and you're deciding that it's just kind of like not the right shape, you can subtract some clay from this. So I'm going to actually do that for the bottom of mine. All right, but you still need to close it up again. So I'm going to just kind of pinch this together. All right, but you can like alter the shape if you want to do that. And this kind of is already starting to look like the body of a chicken. Okay, and then I'm going to start to shape the head. So I'm going to have this side come up, and I'll lay this kind of on its side so you can see it a little better. So I'm just going to take my clay, start to kind of like pinch out a little beak. Start to add it to the top of this. And you can score it like you did earlier, but as long as everything's really smooth together well, it should be okay. I think this head needs to be bigger. Add some more clay to it. So you can do any animal or sea creature that you'd like to do. So fish, that would be an option. I think a pig would be really cute for this. Kind of chubby dog would be cute. And I'm not going to make feet for my chicken. I'm just going to have her kind of sitting, which works well with this type of form for her body. Birds obviously work for this, like other kinds of birds. Swans, ducks. I'm going to start to add her. I'm going to take a little bit off here. So my clay was thick enough that I could actually just kind of scrape the surface. And the clay, like, you know, you can kind of control what you're doing. So as long as you can smush it together, you are good to go. Kind of working, you know, doing sculptural work like this is kind of choosing your material. So I'm choosing it for you in this. You're doing clay, but then kind of like shaping that material to what you want. So even though you have to make a closed form, right, like I'm subtracting a lot of clay off of my original closed form to kind of suit my purpose. So, you know, by all means, like, you know, shape it and form it how you need to. Okay, so for her tail, I'm going to take some clay, I'm going to fan it out. Just a little water. I still want to use water because that's like my glue. I'm just going to kind of wrap this around her backside and then smush in the edges. And if you want to make some texture, do that. I'm going to take a little bit of clay out of here. It's a little heavy. So you see when I'm taking some of the clay off, I just kind of peel it off in layers, because then I'm not, like I'm peeling a carrot. So then I can always go back and take out more. But I'm not going too far to like make a hole in the form. Okay, and then I have her wings. So I want the wings to be the same on both sides. So I'm going to take this clay. You can use a rolling pin if you need to, but I'm just going to do this quick. And I'm going to cut out a wing shape. Kind of like a heart. And then I'm going to use my other leftover clay to make the same shape. I'm going to use this to trace. And then when I attach my wings, I'm just going to put them on the front and kind of let them have some movement towards the back. And if things are ever kind of rough edged, you can just use a little water on your finger just to kind of smooth that out. Flip it around. Alright, and then the rest is going to do for her a little ruff. So I'm going to take a piece of clay. This is for like the crown. And just kind of pinch that out, just like that. Just smooth it out in the top. Kind of blend it in. One thing about clay is you can't worry about getting your hands dirty. I think she needs one more. Put this sideways so you can see. So I'm just going to add one more like here. I would definitely recommend getting a picture of the animal that you want to do. I think it would be always more helpful to have a visual guide to what you're thinking. Grab a shorter beak. And then a little waddle. All right, that's my quick closed form chicken. You can do the animal of your choosing. And before we let it dry, you want to just make sure that you poke a hole in the bottom. You want to let all that air out. And it also helps it to dry from the inside, which is what we want, so nothing blows up in the kiln. Okay, and then you'd always want to put your initials or your name on the bottom as well. Right, so there she is. Over here. Closed form chicken. Right, she has her wings, she has her tail, she has her beak. And then I paint in the facial details when I do the glazing.